Hey everyone, it's Paul here, and I've got a little bit of a twist of a video for you today. Today I'm going to take a look at a Bridge City block plane. If you've seen these, they're kind of a high-tech, very radically different design in a block plane. As I open it up, first thing I find is this tool pouch for storing the plane. And this is the user guide, and because this is just a kind of an innovative design, I want to read through that and make sure that I understand all the adjustments correctly and all the capabilities correctly, so I'm not missing out on something. All right, let me pull out the plane itself next. So first observation with that is, yowza, that is one sexy looking tool. My initial observations are the material just seems so precisely machined. I love the contrasting colors, and the adjustments seem very handy. The mouth adjustment, really easy to operate. One thing that I noticed when George von Driscoll was using this plane was that the lever operates very differently to access the iron, and in the case of this plane, to rotate the iron, to turn it from a standard angle into a low angle plane. That's all you do, is pop that lever up. It releases the iron and it just pops out. So, and you can see it's got a beveled angle on each end. One is standard and one is more pointy for low angle cutting. So right now this plane is set up as a low angle plane. It does come with this cap that goes across the end of the iron that's not being used, that's very thoughtful. This looks extremely sharp. I see that it is already honed to a micro bevel. So I won't hone it before I use it, but I will try honing it with my standard jig, and then just kind of re-locking it. Just pops into place, and then I see a depth cut adjustment, and I believe that these are backlash knobs. I'll read up on that and make sure that is what it is. Okay, so that's the plane, and let's see what else is in the box. I love the idea of having a fence guide. I don't have that on any of my planes currently, so this will be fun to experiment with. It's dual purpose, so it's got a 90-degree angle on one side and 45 on the other. Looks like it's just reversible. I like that versatility. And then these are for setting a depth adjustment, so they'll lock into place, and you can use your hand plane as a thickness planer. All right, so I've had a chance to do some adjustments and play with it a little bit on a chunk of walnut, and I want to just share a few observations with you. So first, I talked a little bit about this lever that locks and unlocks and releases the plane iron. I really like this design. In glancing through the manual, one thing that I noticed is that it's really important that you not over tighten it. So to adjust it, you loosen it, lock it down, take out the slack, and then it suggests in the manual just another quarter of a turn. What I have found is that another quarter turn, so a total of a half turn, seems to hold it more securely for me on this unit anyway. And then it just locks down really nicely, so I don't feel like I'm forcing it, causing any stress on the tool. Second observation is I really like this adjustable throat. It lets you just dial it in so nicely, particularly given that the plane has a reversible iron, and so you're going to want to make adjustments. So rather than pulling out a file and filing down to open up the mouth, you're able to just dial that in precisely and close it down right where you want it. Third thing that I have really appreciated already is the skeleton design of the plane. Not only looks cool, but it allows me to make a lateral adjustment on the iron very easily. Now, you can also do that with the depth adjustment, but I find it just easier to just make the adjustment by just reaching through and applying a little bit of pressure on the iron, moving it where you want it, and you're all set. And then finally, I love the precision of this depth adjustment. Each quarter turn moves the iron 1/1000th of an inch. So now you're making kind of frog hair level adjustments in your depth of cut. So that lets you really dial it in and get it ready for a nice whisper thin shaving. So I've been playing around a little bit. Now that I've got it all back out of adjustment, let me just see if I can get it kind of dialed in. Now, it's a little on the heavy side, but getting just whisper thin shavings. Now the fence can be used in this 90-degree orientation or 45. I'm going to do an edge jointing operation, so I'm going to set it up at a 90-degree orientation, slide it to the position that you want, and then these thumb screws, if you can see those on the plane, just get tightened down. Just taking whisper thin shavings. Wow, that just leaves a very nice, crisp, and thanks to the fence, square edge. All right, now I'm going to use the plane as a thickness planer. I've got the depth skids installed on each side, but I haven't tightened them down yet. So this is what I came up with for demonstrating this. I'm using a double thickness of paper, just a piece of paper folded in half, and I'm going to use that to set my depth. Making sure I'm pressing it solidly down to the bench. All right, now a few passes, and I'm set up to take a pretty light cut. Now it's starting to skip a little bit as it reaches its final destination. There we go. Just like glass, consistent thickness from side to side. One concern that I had about this design of this hand plane was the short length of the iron. And my concern was that I wouldn't be able to get a good enough grip in my honing jig in order to use it. So I do have it set up and I can sort of satisfactorily hold it. I wish that I was able to grip it along more length, but if this is as good as I was able to get it. It worked fine in terms of just honing that micro bevel. I was able to get it aligned with the existing grind angle. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I hope you'll like and subscribe and all that jazz, and I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video.